Today is July 4, 2023. Today is America's independence. Americans are observing this day and celebrating it in every part of the world. America's independence. On this day, several decades ago, they received their independence. Today is Tuesday. It happens to be the second day in the month, in the week rather. You cannot afford to go away because the best is yet to come. These are some of the issues trending right now. Oh, what's happening here? Biz like break out a whisper. These are the issues trending. A former Chief Justice Gloria Muzuska goes back to jail. And yesterday I was reading the papers. The papers told me that she paraded 34 lawyers. And so the Queen provide a legal service or legal out of prison. She has been remanded at the Moravia prison in Moravia, awaiting the August term of court. Fabian Kuya is our judicial correspondent on Capitol Hill. She tells us the detail very soon on the show. As President George Opomane Begugbe say, because he prays for Liberia and Liberians in Israel. Mr. Israeli President Azar and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu see President praying for Liberia's peace, for election to be peaceful. And Begugbe goes on his knees to pray for our country. You get called back again in the news for the wrong reason. He goes up Morgan Capitol Hill, rains insult on Speaker Buffer Chimas and other members of the legislature, describe that legislative branch as the most corrupt branches in the Liberian government. One of the most corrupt branches. Joseph Newman Bwaga and members of the United Party are in hot water. Fabian will also talk about that, hopefully. I'm told that the court has asked that they be arrested for their failure to settle $100,000 rent arrears to the McLeans. You can be aware that over time the McLean's family filed a lawsuit with the court for action of debt. That Joseph Newman Bwaga and the entire United Party people, they were in their compound for almost 2-3 years. They refused to pay their rent, and the rent has gone to $100,000. They have failed to pay that. The court said yesterday they should file a return, and if they couldn't respond to that, but today they will be arrested. And when they get them, they will sell their properties and restore the man's money. That's happening politically in Liberia. You cannot afford to go out with the business here. And my name is Jallah Emmanuel Nikki Kalufagala Kiang Balakbulu Nyalewan Toga Ozobo Wamangana Bokuila Jabapunu Grayfield. I'm here till 6 o'clock. I've not seen my language people who pray for the country, but I will ask also pray. I will pray for us in Piala for 30 seconds. Kunu namu yuko hapa ipo na agaye kuifali. Kuka fali agaye ipo mante kulo ipo la gam Liberia. Kwa mante ku President Joe we apo alipo ga Israel and the law issue alina agaye fali na agaye ipo mante ku po agaye election apai otuwa ga akpa nele. Agaye na do na mukoba de vokoko ba. Kwa ifali agaye nangala inge kama ka u leime agaye ku mandele ka ba. Kwa ifali no na issue na issue. Yes, a short prayer in Pele, and I wonder interpret how I will say that. I'm not sure if Fabian can speak on dialect. Fabian can speak dialect. You can speak Yoruba? Wow. Ah, okay, that's good. I see TDG was struggling to speak the bit of the crew. This is the song that crowns it all. On the flip side of 4 o'clock, I will talk to the CDC people. Mr. Ronald Dubayu will be my guest via phone or in studio to talk about the CDC primaries. And I'm told that in Grand Jallah County, Grandians for we are having formed. It's not just in Montserrat, but all the districts in Grand Jallah County are represented in this collaboration, calling themselves We Are Grand Jallah for We Are. TN District, Honorable District, and all of the districts are there. I will talk to him and also talk about the citizen primaries that ended yesterday. There are lots of people complaining what went wrong. How can they fix it? Why are people getting disgruntled in the CDC after the primaries? We talked to Chief Ronald Dubayu, a member of the CDC who also conducted the primaries. On the flip side of 5 o'clock, Joe Henson, where we are, representative aspiring for District 4, will be my guest in studio. We talk about what's happening in the district, what has been the failure or successes of the incumbent lawmaker, Swakogo Dennis. My friend and brother, after go to the congratulations to you. I'm told you just completed your registration with NEC. You are going as independent candidate. When he says to me, Jallah, what's what happens if I'm elected? I'm still a citizen lawmaker. I'll be a citizen lawmaker. I will go in all the nooks and crannies of the country to vote for and campaign for the president. His Excellency Gbagube. Tomorrow the man himself will be in studio here on the flip side of 4 o'clock. I have to go through with my guest tomorrow and tell us how does it feel not going on the citizen ticket at this point. Welcome to the Bumper Show on ELBC Radio. Very short I talked to Fabin Kuya. And after that conversation, I reached out to Ronald Dubayu. My nephew Johnny here celebrates his birthday on Saturday of this week. Johnny, welcome and happy birthday to you in advance. Let me pause right and call on to Fabin Kuya. Fabin, you are in studio. Welcome to the Bumper Show.
Thanks so kindly for having me on this platform.
And thanks for accepting my invitation just in a few seconds that you are up here to talk to us. I was watching the video this afternoon and I heard you spoke to Spoon TV. And that was a good analysis you provided this afternoon. For the benefit of those who did not watch you on Spoon TV and other media outlets who were at the Capitol this afternoon, at the Temple of Justice, what went wrong? I saw Gloria's card and the 3 family members being whisked off the grounds of the Supreme Court in a bus, well guided by armed men. Tell us what went on today.
Well, you are correct. Today, former Chief Justice and 3 others, family members rather, they were brought to court to hear the arguments into 2 motions that were filed by her team of lawyers. And around 10:21 a.m. this morning, they were escorted in the court wearing the usual navy blue jacket for female inmates by correction officers. And so before the court, there were 2 motions filed, as I said earlier. First, they filed a motion to admit to bail, and then they had this motion for discovery. The motions were argued in open court with both prosecution and defense making arguments and proffering grounds for which they should not be admitted. Instead, prosecution argument was that there is a capital offense, and they had several cases that they linked some of the very lawyers who were representing her in court that were part of past cases. And so
of similar nature.
Yeah, and so being a capital offense and very high murder, that isn't bailable under our law. It was the argument prosecution preferred. And so her defense...
And knowing fully well these lawyers representing her were part of other cases before in similar matters.
Sure.
Why did they go to do that in the first place? after they have argued counterwise before?
Yes, initially it was as they were at the level of the Monrovia City Court 12 days ago when they were arrested and brought under the jurisdiction of the court, and then initially filed that motion to a bill, but then it was argued, and the judge at the level of the magisterial court reserved ruling, and the next day he ruled that it was above his jurisdiction, and so he transferred that case directly to criminal court A. But besides that, the arguments were entertained, and then while being escorted in the dock, she later on left the dock to join her team of lawyers. So she
she represented herself.
represented herself in court.
And what was her argument?
Her argument was that they had already, without going into the nitty gritty of the case, the indictment and the arrest order had murder without the word being attached, alleged. And she kept saying that they have to go out there to look for the real murderers, and they are keeping them, which of course they are going against the constitutional rights. And so she argued that, and we waited just minutes for the judge to rule, and he denied that motion. The second motion for discovery, they went into it, and under our laws, once you have a case against a person or group of people, it's provided that you provide discovery of evidence, meaning what you got.
And that was incumbent on the government or the prosecution.
So what you got, you must give it to the other party. And so
did they provide that?
Tomorrow they promised to provide that. And so
how will they provide tomorrow when the other case, when the people who have been accused will be in prison? Or will they come back tomorrow again?
No, they won't come back.
That will be done with their lawyers.
They will be done with their lawyer before the court. And so for the motion of discovery, they are asking for all pieces of evidences that they rely on to draw the indictment that they drew against them. And so they're asking for the autopsy report. They're asking for statements of defendant, and they want to see the weapon in question that were used. And so tomorrow we expect prosecution to come and produce that to be given to the court, so that defense take hold of all those evidences. And so they're where they are. But later on, after the case, they were wakes up, as you said earlier. The bus came on a heavily guided security men, to be precise, police officers, and it took them back to jail. And interestingly, when she was boarding the bus, she waved to her supporters and had thumbs up, and they got in the car.
That's a sign of courage.
So yes, she had a strength. Actually, she had a strength and resilience in court to argue on her behalf. But then in court, there were so many people that came to witness. As you said earlier, she had a huge number of lawyers, and some of them that were representing her. We had like two former associate justices, Kabina Janet and Wilkins Wright, formed part of a defense team. And they had other lawyers, especially from AFL president and vice president. They were also there with the likes of Kuku Dobo, Jonathan Masakwe, Jimmy Bomo, and so forth and so on. And so from there, we expect the next term of court, which is August.
Yes, I was just about to ask you. So it means that they will not come back now in a public glare in the court until the August term of court.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a few days away from the opening of the August term, probably the second Monday in August. And so they're going to be there.
So for this, today's the 4th of July, so they're up to August, maybe the first Monday.
And so
it's about a month process.
Yeah, right? And so when they bring them back before the court, there where they will read their indictment, and either they will plead guilty or not guilty to the crime. If they plead not guilty, the weight of evidence has been shifted to prosecution to prove beyond all reasonable doubts.
Okay.
But when they come to court, we expect them to plead guilty or not guilty to the charges.
Why in a worst case scenario, the case is adjudicated and they are convicted? What happens? Are they sentenced? What are you hearing as a correspondent in the court? Have you been tipped by somebody what happens? How many years will be sentenced for, or whether the sentence will be lower whatsoever? Have you heard that before?
No, not exactly, because the case is yet to start. They haven't done anything yet. It's just that motions they file. Remember, criminal courts are closed for this term and will be opening for August. So obviously, when they come back to court, if there is a speeded trial, that the case will go on in a speeded way. Probably they're not going to have longer time arguing that case. And if they are found guilty, they will be convicted. But the conviction is based on most time a report from the probation service, where people go out in the community to find out about your behavior, and based on that, the judge will either reduce or increase. So we wait to hear what's going to happen when the indictment is being read during the August term of court.
Fabian, thanks a million. I appreciate you a lot, and I hope to see you later.
Thank you.
Fabian Kuya is our legislative correspondent, giving us some update on Capitol Hill. Let me say welcome to you, Mr. Patrick Asoa, watching us from the USA. He has been joined by Shaman P.S. Double, my young brother at Liberty Radio. That's a radio, yes. The Methodist Radio, sorry for that. A.J. Johnson has joined me. Emma Hammer has joined me, as well as Emmanuel Dasame Fire. William say, good afternoon, Mr. Jallah, Grayfield, and the peace-loving people of Nima County. I'm following you from Baptist Field area in Dupu Road. Matthew Nola is following me this afternoon from Bapolo County. Agency Padolo has joined me from Banga. A.J. Johnson is joining me from some Grand Bassa County, while Brunel Ireland is joining me from the Main Street in Ganta, Nima County. Golan Segwe, Patrick Soama, respect my brother. You have joined me this afternoon. I love my country, I love my people, I love Liberia. Father, save us for this pandemic, especially our leaders. Koluba Biakwe, my nephew, how are you? How's Lofa County, Vanyama City? I hope everything is well there. Darlington Prince Newman Sebo from 12th Street Sinker, he watches me. Panume Murphy Flomo watching me from Bangabon County. Darlington Rio is joining me from New Georgia, Ophir. Welcome to the show. I will come later to read some of your comments. Let me say, Fromo Botokai, welcome from Banga City, Bon County. You just joined us, just as others have been doing. You know, you listen to Fabian, so that has brought that side of the talking point up. So the former Chief Justice has been remanded in prison until the August term of court, which is just next month. And Fabian said the first Monday in August. So it means that she will be in jail for another 1 month until her lawyers can come back and the case starts where indictment will be served and whatsoever. I will go to speak to Mr. Rana Dubayu, then Mr. Handsome Wia will join me here later. Let me say welcome to you, Ome Momo, my friend and brother Washington, Abraham Foodsaki Jr., Washington from Banga Bonkande, George Owolato has joined me, John Biya has joined me, Mahawa son is joining me from North Dakota, the USA. Mahawa son, welcome. A.B. Kroma, I'm watching from the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. Is A.B. Kroma. A.B., welcome to the Bumper Show. And so, I was reading the papers this morning, especially Front Page Africa. The code yesterday, I thought to pick Fabian's mouth on it because it came from the code, and Front Page is reporting it in a political faction. And so, Front Page is saying, yesterday, the court ordered Mr. Joseph Newman Boaka, the political leader of the United Party, the chairman of his party, the spokesman, and the three others who appeared to give reason why they have not paid $100,000 to the McLean's family after occupying their property for several years in the lease agreement. You know the story that Unity Party was evicted from Congotown by Congotown area of the hill because they couldn't pay the McLean's family people money. So the case has been there. The guys went to court, and up to now, Unity Party has not shown that responsibility as a responsible party to pay the money. So the court is saying that up to yesterday, they have had a time to either appear. I don't have the right word to appear, or else they will be arrested. And when they are arrested, they'll be in prison while they identify their properties to be sold and the money given to the guy who they rented the house from. So you see, that's how political is becoming. You know, so when it happened first, people start saying, you know, that political time that the government doing it, but the government is not anyway committed to, it's not anyway close to the McLeans. It is the Ellen Johnson Sally fashion. Ellen Johnson Sally is a family member of the McLeans. You know, in her government, the McLeans were dominating here. Edward McLean, Johnny McLean was the minister. Edward McLean, later came and became Minister of Civil for Presidential Affairs, and another McLean, and again another McLean. So she had many McLeans and the Wicks in her government. The Wicks and the McLeans were dominating Ellen government and another family in this country. So had they forgotten that Ellen has had a serious family tie with these McLeans, that they will owe them all these monies after disgracing her birthday on their own compound, and will go with impunity of not paying this money. So there were the politics being played. Ellen will not let you go because Ellen has originally neglected and said, this man cannot be president. He said a presidential material. That Boakai started shifting blame on her. Every good in the day in the place when a small bad thing happened, he said, Adam, Ellen Johnson Salio. So Ellen took offense to that. To have income ready to admit that they squandered opportunities and abused time, it was a stabbing Ellen in her back. And Ellen, who told us in this country that she doesn't forgive, that forgiveness is not in her DNA. She said that to us here. She will fight by it by all means. On her birthday, I was there. And I stood by my brother Augustine Gaffon was sitting right there. And then a press statement was read by Mr. Pay, William Pay, who was the chairman of the party, with a lot of insults and all kind of description of Ellen Johnson's life, disgracing her own birthday after she said, I can't support Joseph Boakai because he's not a good species. I can't support him. And you stood on the same premises that belong to the McLeans, and you saw the Ellen's family people. You saw Ellen there. You think you will go, you don't pay the money anywhere, I'll let you go. They will use all the political means to get you back, going to the court and XYZ. So that's the underlying factor. So the court, in other words, the Unity Party has not they are not behaved responsibly. So we thought that they had responsible people in the party who will be a good debt payers. You cannot live in my house as a renter, and after 1 year you can't pay my rent. When I ask you, you can't pay. Then I go to the court, I pay you also. You think when you go, I don't follow you, I will still follow you to pay my money. That's what happening to the Unity Party. So my thought is, they were in power for 12 years. They couldn't maintain their headquarters. They couldn't pay a rental fees for their headquarters they were occupying. Now they are all of the governance structure. They don't have, they no longer control state resources. Can they pay that money to the owner of that building? That's the question. Can they rally amongst themselves, those who were there in the Unity Party, who were milking this country to the bone? Someone they say have fat accounts around here. Can you put your money together and go pay the poor money and say 100,000 I get, or I get 50,000 so they can leave you small? At the time you are having elephant meat, you're eating it every day. You couldn't, grow stomach. Now you're eating bony. That I tell you grow stomach? No, you're not grow stomach because the elephant milk having more protein than in the body. So you have all of these, things in your hand. You have the power, you have everything. You didn't pay the poor money while you were a ruling establishment. That now you will pay. It tells me the level of irresponsible people in the Unity Party. There's a reason why Liberians should not vote them in this election. Because if they can't afford to pay some money to a man who they have lived in, that they have been in his property for all the years, can they manage Liberia under Joseph Boakai? Can they manage Liberia with all of these vampires around them? These guys who are around want to suck this country's blood again. They want to suck it. They want to milk the country to the bone. These are the gangs around Mr. Boakai, and we need to reject them. It is shame. It's a shameful thing that you can pay $100,000 after occupying my property for 4 or 5 years. You can't pay that money as a ruling government. But this is the irony that makes the CDC better off than them. CDC, I stated that on a television show this morning. I will say it again because every time someone will appear on the radio, you have different audience coming at different time. This is what makes CDC very responsible. When CDC was in opposition, they managed to maintain the headquarters that got there opposite Lusa Cell for over 12 years. In the 12 years, Mola Molu, the like of Natana Mangeo and others, they led a program called the Dollar Rally. If my mind can set me well, they led a Dollar Rally. In that Dollar Rally, Librarian paid $1 and they were able to pay their rental fees. And at the end of the day, they changed the structure form of the entire compound. For 12 years, they were in opposition. But for 12 years, Unity Party was as a ruling establishment. They couldn't maintain one headquarters for all the years they are saying debt to the people. They couldn't buy 1 billion and say this is our headquarters. Even our 3-room building said our headquarters. No, they didn't manage to do it. But CDC, as an opposition party that don't have money, they maintain the big headquarters where they have built a vocational school. Every Liberian, you are free to go there. It's not CDC school. That's how the young guys in the CDC have been thinking. Unlike these vampires, these crooks, the gangs around Honorable Boakai. You think Joseph Boakai will be president here? No, my uncle. They forcing my uncle in the presidency because they think that when he gets there, they will use him as a tool to accomplish their stealing mission. That's what they want to do. And Liberians, look, I'm saying it to my old people in the village everywhere. These people you see them here, they can't pay their debt. They won't come by now and sit down in the presidency and say they want Joseph Boakai there. When the old man sleeping, they be stealing behind the old man. Yeah. When the old man sleeping, close the asthma, they're stealing behind. You know, these are the guys I'm just shocked and dismayed over the attitude. Why will you get yourself involved in all of these things? You couldn't pay some money that belongs to somebody's family. So seriously, metamorphose. That part of headquarters have changed. You see, gender structures there. People go to school. They are learning vocational trade there. Unity Party as a party, a ruling party, did not even have one vocational school on their own here. But CDC has maintained our headquarters and they even bought the property from the Benis while they were saying opposition. You see leadership? You see wisdom? It's not about education. The late Chief Tamatilla, whose grave I went to in Foya, in Silo. I drove there that day, me and Isaac Charles and a few others. Isaac Charles and we all went there. We saw everywhere and I went there. We saw the old man grave there. That old man was a wise man like Solomon. He didn't go to school, but he used his wisdom to settle Liberia's problem in the interim government here. You don't have to go to school to be wise. So they lack wisdom. You can have all the education, all the master degrees and PhDs. You can't be wise decision for your country. You are doomed. Let me welcome Mahava Sunsets. My choice of words are too harsh. Thank you. Sam TG Siko is here watching us. Eric Sayo has joined me. Now, man, I have plenty of people in my town. People, what you call it? Your medicine better not bring you. Abba Numa is watching me. Francis Ferguson is watching me. Abraham Futsaki watching me. Joseph White College Sergeant watching me. Moses Ghibli following me from Central Harbour this afternoon. Michael Thompson Jackson watching me from David Deanstown. And Abu Korma watching from the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. Please share the video so that others can join in. Massacre Sharif, so true brother, he is joining me. So let me say this thing. Now I will keep saying it every time. So when you're listening to other radio stations, when the United Party people go there and talking, they're cursing us. I'm not cursing you. Once upon a time, Darius Dillon insulted Liberians and insulted us who are supporters of Georgia. Clarence Jackson, my friend and brother, my twin brother, disagreed with him. And they were like back and forth. Clarence said, you have to apologize for these words. You say they can't do it. He chose to walk away from the studio instead of apologizing for the show to go on. When he walked out, Clarence Jackson thought to open the phone lines so Liberians to call and talk about his behavior. One of you who now here say Matun is very harsh. You are the one calling on the show and hailing Darius Dillon for insulting people who belong to George Weah, people who are supporting George Weah. When he calls gangsters, he called George Weah and the gangs. He was saying that, and you people were there clapping. He said, you're not cause. So he said, gang, you're not cause. He said nonsense. He said, he said, no, sorry for that word. He said, He said, insult, it's not insult. Nonsense, not word. They argue, he had to walk away. But you will see people there clapping for dialogues and insulting people who belong to George Weah, who are workers, who work for George Weah. But will come and say they are gangs, they are a group of thieves who want to brief on the resources of this country. When they get elected, they say we're causing our tune is harsh. Yeah, it's harsh. It'll be harsh. But I will not insult. I will not insult. I will be harsh in my tune because that's how I will express myself for my message to be to permeate into your head. Let me say welcome, John Quitte, watching me from Providence, USA. John, welcome. Ernest Fode Sumawo has joined me. He said, thanks so much. I'm following from Ganta. James Labi, watching me from Sanakoli. Rachel Vala has joined me from Republic of China. Ambassador Jeremiah K. Sako following me from 14 Military Hospital. D-Flow the second. He said, I'm an idiot. That's what he said. Yeah, no case, my brother. You can insult me. I'm a guy who got a thin skin. I don't have a thin skin like you. You will insult. You get on your platform in the night, you call George, we are whole day, say doing podcast. Nothing better coming from there. So yeah, it's another side. So today again, one of the members went on the Capitol Hill. Yaka Kolba. I don't know why these lawmakers, I would tell them to run out the body at least for 35, 40 minutes. I don't know why they keep giving this man. Are they afraid of Yaka Kolba? I saw this man again on Facebook this afternoon on one of the TV stations insulting the Speaker of the House of Representatives. When Ellis Tyler was a Speaker of the House of Representatives, when Eddie Slow was there were places that were earmarked for all of them. The Speaker cars to be parked there. Yeke drove his car and parked it in the Speaker's space. He was being prevented, what I saw on Facebook, that video I saw. He was being prevented by the security not to park there. He jumped down from his car and started insulting Buffer Chambers. He really insulted the Speaker. And a man said the legislature is the most corrupt form of most corrupt branch of government they have ever had. He said when they are eating money from the people, we just milking on their money and we do nothing here. He started cursing, jumping here and there. And I'm saying, why these lawmakers keep making Yaka to be a hero over them? Isn't there law on the book that calls for reprimand of these kind of individuals whose only language you know is an insult? I mean, there are laws that debar him from doing such. Sometimes he was suspended from the legislature for some months, and his salaries were held. He came back, apologized, then he come back in a shoe. Why there's one man in the legislature? But sometimes we use the wrong bullet to kill the animal we want to eat. That's what happened to Yeke Kolba. If the CDC had put their house in order in 2011, 2017, Yeke wouldn't have been a lawmaker. I think that's the mistake they made. If Julius Berry is there as a city lawmaker, but another member of the party wants to come and join in the competition with Julius Berry, who has a stake in the district already, he had his political tentacles down. He chose to field another candidate against Julius Berry. Yeke Kolba took advantage of that division in the CDC and he won that election. So most of them, when he's doing this thing, I say, sometimes we put the blame on our own people at the CDC too. We should be fighting in the kind of thing. If Julius Berry had just won that election, you don't have a Yeke Kolba causing all the causing here. But because a horse is divided against itself, I'm just being truthful and being very blunt on this one here. By this time, we wouldn't have a Yeke Kolba and Capitol Hill causing the president wealth, causing every meaningful Liberian, every the vice president, the Swakoko. Anyway, let me go and talk. These are the kind of people who have in the legislature like Yeke Kolba. I'll tell you run out about you right now. Dubai just hold the line. So that's how it looks like. So if the CDC had its eye together at the time, Yeke couldn't have been in the legislature by now. What again? I see the young people clamoring around him. We'll go for Yeke. All they want to hear is you're insulting the president, insulting everybody. Today he goes and insult the speaker all day, all day, all day. And then we visit Liberia. Let me join a young erudite professional, Rana Dubayu. Rana, good afternoon. Welcome to the Bumper Show.
Well, good afternoon, Jallah, Grayfield. I'm glad to be on your show.
It's good having you here this afternoon. And how are you this afternoon?
Jallah, I'm doing very much okay. After intense, very competitive, democratic, and free primary process around the country. We were supervising and we were directly involved. So I'm glad to be seated at the party headquarters this evening, listening to your very, very, very nationally driven show.
Thank you, my young brother. And let me say kudos to you and the team headed by the person who was nominated to serve as the primary head, Mr. Emmanuel Johnson, and others for a well-conducted primary, including Mr. Eric Paye and the rest of you.
Thank you very much, Jallah Grayfield. Thank you very much.
I want to talk to you on two issues which we discussed earlier, but this won't be primary because I think we can find another time for the GDF for we are what your structure looks like as well. So let me start with the process of the primaries. Tell us, where are we now?
Well, Jallah, where are we now is that primaries specifically in most rather that we were involved, we have been conducted and completed 100% as of yesterday. And primary all around the country also have been concluded, some around maybe 98 or 99%. So as a party, as a collaborating party, as a collaboration, I can tell you, consistent with the primary committee mandate that was disclosed on the 18th of June, and of course, consistent with the inclusive campaign, not campaign, but primary, independent primary team that was set, or the mandate given them was executed very perfectly, excellently, independently, and credibly.
Given the viral conditions in the southeast, what could you say about the team that you dispatched in those areas? Because I listened to Emmanuel Titi Swain when you spoke to Freedom Radio the other day talking about some difficulties getting there. You said 98% complete already, meaning that they still have some days to complete the southeast and other areas.
No, when we say 98% completed, the process of primary is about comparing, bringing report to the chairman and own work submission to the election commission. In terms of the actual elections in those counties, the elections are all over. We have candidates in all of the 73 districts in Liberia, but the process of completion ends at the NEC. That's why we haven't said 100%.
Okay.
So the issue about the role, of course, there are some challenges. This is the reason why President Weah keeps working hard and harder. This is the reason why his government in the first 5 years have constructed more primary road than any other government in the first 5 years. In fact, all other presidents combined to this point, they cannot match the amount of roads that have been built by President George Weah. He quite cognizant of the bad road condition. That's why his manifesto, he has rule. That's why as a president, even during the peak of the COVID-19, he did not sit at his residence. So the issue of roads since 1847 has been a constant challenge. That's why this president is called bad road medicine. So, of course, our team to other places in the southeast, there were some minimal challenges with road issues, but of course, Ministry of Public Works, they are there, they are ensuring that the roads are pliable during the rainy season. We are at the peak of the rainy season, June, July, August. I mean, these 3 months, especially July, now we're about to enter in. The intensity of rainfall is expected to increase. The middle media is expected to increase. So, the road issue was there, but it did not deter us. It's much more better than 2017 when we were going for our primary. We did not complete on time. We have work sitting on the roads 2-3 nights. This time around, it did not happen. So there have been massive improvements so far. So,
all right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we have 17 districts in Monserrado. And can you bring up to speed the names of those individuals who won on the citizen primaries in the 17 district? Do you have the statistics or do you have the listing right now?
Yes, for Monserrado, I was involved, and so as the National Deputy Secretary General for Record Research and Statistics should be in the capacity to tell you that.
Is he around you there?
Who?
Oh yeah, you are the one you're talking about yourself, right?
Yes, as the deputy secretary.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I'm close with the position to have the information to my disposal, and I can tell you with all certainty that in district number 1, Mossorado County, we have Ruth James, who won. She won as our party candidate. And in district number 2, we have Mr. Kokolu Beaufort. Mr. Kokolu Beaufort massively defeated Mr. Smith, Jimmy Smith. And
now, let me hold you there, because as we go along, where they have contention and where things were rowdy, I will put you to check and ask some critical question. I listened to Jimmy Smith as well. He said he never participated in a process, and what he received was just, I don't want to use his word, he received only a text message from him, from you people asking to submit himself to a primary. He now submitted himself. How then can you say he was massively defeated?
I don't. If he said that I didn't listen to him, then it's a dangerous lie. It's a very dangerous lie, because he went at the headquarters. He listened to the gala. He registered. He paid $500 United States. So what inspired him to pay $500 United States when he did not want to participate? His name was printed on the ballot paper. He went at the debate site. He was there on the day of the debate. He was there on the day of the primary. He ran away when the results were coming out, and
he ran away.
He ran away. He fled the scene when the result was not in his favor. In fact, when the result was being pronounced by the Secretary General of the committee, Emmanuel Mobile Johnson, it was when we saw some communication that had some issues. I don't want to get into the technical details of that letter. He said he resigned. In fact, that's not a procedure. You can just resign. On Facebook, the chairman to this point has not received any letter of resignation.
No, he said he suspended his membership. That was his word.
Yeah, he said suspend. No, at the end of the letter, he referred to himself as a former physician, but at the same time, he said he suspended membership. So there are huge contradictions that I don't want to dive into. What I can tell you is that he subjected himself to the process. He was massively defeated by Partisan Kokolu Beaufort, and let me say this on Partisan Jimmy Smith. So people for 6 years, and then that day the video is available. Ask your reporter, ELBC Carry a Live, go on the live feed and view the video. See how the people were jubilating. It's an embarrassment to us. I feel embarrassed as an official of the party to have an incumbent lawmaker. You have the people jubilating in mass because you were
for his defeat.
Yes, then I challenge you to go ask your reporter that was there. There's a lady, there's a skinny tall lady. I just forget her name. She's the person who was assigned with us. Go on your live show and then just go back 3-4 days ago and watch the video. There was unanimous jubilation from the people of district number 2. What it tells me is that Jimmy Smith's scenario is a perfect scenario of a very bad lawmaker who misrepresented his people. He was inadequate in his representation. In my mind, that's what led to his massive defeat. And I think it's necessary that the people punish us if we do not perform. Because I believe if the people have seen his performance to the zenith, they will not have celebrated against him. They will not have voted against him like the way they did. In fact, I expect him to go and apologize and seek forgiveness. Other than parading on social media and mischaracterizing our process, other than parading on social media and giving elusive statements.
Okay, let's move to District 3. Let's move to District 3. Our party winners the primary in District 3. Who emerged as a winner?
In district number 3 is Partisan Samuel Kofi Jones. Samuel Kofi Jones emerged as a winner, and we have Partisan Momo B. Kamara in district number 4, and then in district number 5 we have Partisan Eric V. Partisan Eric V. is the victor in district number 5. In district number 6, we have Partisan. He's from the Youth League. This gentleman who won is called Richard Gabriel Simway. Richard Gabriel Simway Jr. is from the Youth League, the former chairman of the Youth League in that district. In fact, he's the current chairman. In fact, he's in that district. And then in district number 6,
let's pause a bit in district number 6. There were rumors around that the incumbent lawmaker Anders had been smoking some peace pipe with President George Weah to be on a party's ticket. And there were also reports that after Gotolo, a young man very famous in the district, was also being looked at by the party to be on the ticket. And then surprisingly, we heard that Nimba Sengbe coming up being victorious in the election, in the primary rather, in the district. Can you talk about that in 1 minute?
Then we have a political party that subscribes to a very definite tendency in terms of how we elect our representative candidate. So it is the zonal head, it is the coordinators in the district, the people, the custodian of power. These are the people who elect you. And so as far as the record is concerned, in us is an independent candidate. There's no record in my possession, in the possession of the party, that he registered his membership, not to my knowledge. So you cannot speak to somebody who is not a member of the party. There is no evidence whatsoever in my possession. As evidence Secretary General for Records and Research, so I cannot speak to whether he smoked people. Or what we do is that we follow our party procedure, our norms, the laws governing our party. That's what
Thank you.
Yeah, so for Kotoro, I'm told he did not register. He's a member of the CDC. I'm told he did not register. So I don't know what's stopping him from registering. He did not register. So it was only one candidate who registered.
So he won a web ballot.
Yeah, so he went on web ballot.
And I also saw that jubilation on the Pueblo Road on Sunday when Samuel Kofi Jones was declared a winner on a web ballot. Thanks for that. Let me say welcome to you, Mr. Michael T. Bido, our big brother. Welcome to the show. Let's go to the other district, District 7.
So we have district number 7, where it was highly contested. We had the movie star Frank Atus.
Okay.
And then, another candidate, and then there were 3 judges. Solomon George. It was highly tense, but in the end, Solomon George was declared victor. He's the incumbent because he delivered. He worked for the people of district number 7. He gave unanimously repose their confidence in him to go and represent them at the legislature. And then we have district number 8.
So district number 7, Frank Atu won it, or he won Solomon George?
I said Solomon George won unanimously.
Oh, okay. Sorry for that. Sorry.
Solomon George was received for his great job in the district.
All right.
Received by the people, it suggests that they believe and subscribe to the work that he has done. And so the next district number 8, is Honorable Moses Akara Gray. He's the editor from district number 8. And of course, Akara Moses Gray has been an outstanding lawmaker working on his chairman on executive. He has been delivering evidence of the fact that he was re-elected by his district.
District number 9, sir. District number 9.
Frank Tafosco, he was declared winner. District number 10. A young, powerful Iron Lady, Josephine Debbie A. Davis, now forced to defeat Yeke Koluba. She was unanimously voted for by the people of district number 10. And then in district number 11, we have Jim Akwa Gawulu. He was declared victor in district number 11. In that district, there were 3 candidates because one of the candidates was disqualified because he's a presidential appointee. I'm told he's the deputy at Water and Sewer, and he has not resigned up to the time of the process. So because his failure to resign, it was against the presidential mandate. I'm told the committee, they deny him, they disqualify him.
Okay, is he the one I heard Gibbon you can talk about? Because I heard that somebody won, but he'll be ejected.
Yeah, but so I'm talking about the fact that he's a presidential appointee who has never resigned. He has not resigned yet formally, as far as the record is concerned. And so that's against the presidential mandate. That should be the issue clarified after that.
Okay. And then, let's move to District 12.
District 12 last night, it was the last process we conducted last night. And of course, currently, Prince D. Kepler, he won last night with the vote of 275 against his opponent, Henry Opolo, who had like 35 votes. So it was a wild margin, and it was a jubilant scene in district number 12 last year, where the people unanimously reposed their confidence in Community Meditation Adila Prince Kepler to represent them at the legislature.
District 13.
We have incumbent lawmaker Edward Papi Promo. He was retained there. And then in district number 14, we have Kekula Muka Kamara defeating partisan
Maya Biti.
Maya Biti was defeated by partisan Muka Kamara.
What happened to the Cuban lawmaker? Did he participate? Van Corner, did he participate?
No, he did not participate. He did not register, so he did not participate.
What happened to the issue of Maya BTA that was being discussed on Amo Area Radio Station by the folks on District 14, that he has contributed immensely to the party structure, the survivability of the party? Muka is just just come to the party. Now he becomes a winner over Maya BTA, which has brought some disenchantment in the district.
We did not select people that the Unity Party and ANC have done. We went to a transparent process where people of the district, residents, the custodian of the people power, where they elected those who platform, was best suited for them. So we are not in the position to judge the people. We are not in the position to question the people. We cannot question the people on their decision. The people are the ultimate carrier of power, and they have elected Muka Kamara as their representative. Our party constitution says that when you join today, the next day you're entitled.
That's what the constitution says.
Winston Thomas said the president in 2010. You were here at Jallah. Top justice.
I was here.
And the next day, he was a presidential candidate defeating Ambassador George Weah. So, for me, I, as a person, we support Myers BJ. I know him personally. I know his working spirit. But again, I did not have voting right in the district. We were in a process, and it was free, fair, transparent, and democracy has to prevail. And democracy prevail.
Now, so, let's go to District 15, 16, and 17 as a close up on that.
And is incumbent Abu Bana Kamara Jr. He is the candidate on the CDC ticket, and then District 16 we have Honorable Jason Sibo, and of course District 17 we have Bernard DJ Blue Benson from the PLP, the People Liberation Party. So
now, what happened to Dakel, former Deputy Director General at the GSA, who had been a lawmaker in the district and he wants to contest? He resigned his position. Did he register to contest, or he's not a member of the party any longer?
He is a member of the party. There's no evidence that he registered. He was never at the debate thing, so we did not see him. We only saw DJ Blue, who is a collaborator. His political party has joined our coalition, and by virtue of that, all non-political parties participated. So if you were just part of Congress and you were not flexible and involved with other political parties, you might well be defeated, because each of the non-political parties were entitled to 50 delegates. So a total of 450 people were eligible to contest. So it was about lobbying with the other non-constituent political parties, because that's what the framework document says. That was the resolution of the governing council, and that resolution was adhered to, and it was within the circumference of the Ghana policy that were derived and used to conduct the process. And I can tell you, for the first time in my lifetime, I saw a well-organized nationwide primary where the ECC, the Election Coordinating Committee, was there, and we had national, international observer, and they have characterized this process as free, fair, transparent, and credible.
Now that the process has come to an end, were there room left for people who have grievances to express them or to file complaint if there were irregularities at the polls?
Oh yeah, of course. The chairman of the Movement for Economic Empowerment is the chairman on grievance and complaint. And so the rules have been set aside. People can give complaint where they feel dissatisfied, and they can seek redress in the circumference of the law. And so we are a party of law, party of absolute discipline, party who believes in listening to people. We do not dictate, we do not impose, and we do not just select people on the basis of segregation and elitism. We are inclusive, we involve everybody. That's why you saw the primary team was very inclusive. We had young people, we have all the political parties. Unlike our colleague from the other end, called Unity Party, they just named a campaign team. The campaign team, the youngest person on our campaign list, Mo Ali and Mendeda Cooper, and their ages are between the age of 46 and 46.
What you gonna do when I want again, my man?
Because our party is inclusive. Our party believes in empowering young people. Our party believes in gender inclusion. In fact, they just listed a campaign team, and there is no Muslim on the entire campaign team. The entire campaign team, no Muslim, and they claim that I don't want to be trouble. They claim that they have a medical community supporting them. But you cannot have a campaign team and there's no Muslim. You have only two female. That political party believing in illiteracy. I saw a purported press statement coming or release coming from Nyomli Kanga, who is the campaign chair, that she rejected a list that was put outside because it didn't have a balance. And so I saw that in one of the chat rooms, she's asking for withdrawal of what was named, or the people that were named. Because I raised the issue yesterday, I did an official post on Facebook, and I talked about it on Freedom FM. So maybe they are hearing to my criticism, because that's not the fact that I'm in CDC. I care for the young people. We care for the young people on the other end. If Renda Tovayi today is the deputy in government, if Renda Tovayi today is deputy secretary general for records and research, and he can lead a primary, all young people who do not support us, I care for their future. When their future is better, our future will be better. Our fear now is this: if young people, women, and Muslims can be excluded from campaign team, imagine what will happen when Joseph Burger wins tomorrow on the cabinet. When you have young people, so it tells you that these people have no agenda for the young people of this country. CDC is the only political party that has a youthful agenda. And so I'm encouraging all young people in this country to support the CDC because it is within the CDC that you have future, and nobody will discriminate against you because of your age, because of sexism, because you are poor. So I just want to give that highlight to people who talk about, and it was not inclusive. We are very inclusive, the most inclusive and pluralistic political party since the foundation of this country.
Okay. Now, I know we had on our lineup, your team moves to Grand Judea. I will have you next week, Monday, here to talk about the Judea for We Are 2023. Can people give us a gist? How did this idea come about, and how structured is it? Is it in all of the districts in Grand Judea, and how do you intend to execute this? Just in a few minutes, then we can call it a day and bring you next week, Monday.
So Judea for We Are is
Jallah.
Judea for We Are is a citizen-based grassroots movement.
Mm-hmm.
Its name is that Judea for We Are 2023, and predominantly is inclusive of Grangidians, because the Grangidians have looked and seen that President George Weah has delivered on his promise. Grangidians have looked around and said, we supported this man since 2005. And he has not let us down. Our vote, our support, consistent support to this man has not been placed on unfettered soil. As such, we have seen this president building roads. At least the people are saying we are hopeful of our roads, because we now see the road from Ganta to Tapeta now to Tota, and Tota going to Zwadu. They are hopeful because you see the road coming from Feshtown to Kanwekin to Zwadu. They are hopeful because they are aware of the coastal highway going that is about that will kick off very soon going to Sano and will reach Granjide. The people of Granjide look and also say, wait a second, the central governor is a Granjidean, the governor Elisha Salo. He's a son from the ambient and better of the crown woman.
Okay.
So
Mr. Dubayu, let me leave you right there. I want to open the phone lines at least for 10 minutes since my guest, Mr. Hanson, where we hasn't come yet. I will take calls up to 5:15 when he comes. We'll go through the discussion. Just to listen to people around the country how they feel about the primaries in their areas, at least for 10 seconds per each call. Just keep.
Everybody's feeling cool.
Yes, so let's enlist their concerns. So you can keep watching and listening. Then you'll call in later to talk about your parting comments. Let me take this call from here. Hello, welcome. You live. You on the bumper, so let me hear you.
Thank you. You are Jallah, and let me say pleasant good evening to all of the followers.
You have 10 seconds to make your case.
My name is Kewu Hussein X, and I joined you from district number 2 in Jacobtown.
Mm-hmm.
So I listened to Mr. Dobayu, outlining some of the winners in the primary. But let me express my disappointment and frustration in district number 2 primary. I believe that it was stage managed. I believe that the party didn't have very fair to Representative Smith, in the sense that everyone knows here we live.
But listen to what Dubayu said, that the man went and registered as a participant. Why didn't he go up to the primaries?
But Jallah, I listened to him when the sister put me this morning. He said you're not going to make any further comment. So why is it now you come to make comment? Because he said there was some investigation. You understand? So why not?
All right, thanks.
But let me honor this note in 1 second. We want to say this. Representative Smith is the face of district number 2. So
okay, thank you. The next caller is here. Welcome you on the bumper show.
Good afternoon, Jallah Grayfield.
You sound like Emmanuel Toba. Welcome.
Definitely. Jallah Grayfield, thank you for the recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And let me say good afternoon to your city guest, Tia Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Emmanuel M. Super Jr., and I call in as youth chairperson of the People's Liberation Party, PLP Monserrate County.
Okay.
And Jallah Grayfield, because I resigned district number 14, so I will, lay emphasis on the primary that was conducted yesterday.
Please make it very snappy now.
Yeah. And the primary yesterday was a heavily contested one between Honorable Miles Ite and that of Muka Kamara. It was a transparent one, a fair one. We anticipated high, and the results came positively. Muka won, even though I didn't support him. I supported Miles Ite, but it was a fair one.
Mm-hmm.
It was a transparent one. So we caution our people
to support.
Okay, thank you, Tukpa. Thanks a lot. Let me take the next caller from here. I saw Eva Plucky trying to call me. Eva, you can call later. You can call back. Hello, welcome. You have 10 seconds. Let's hear you, Mr. Where is he already?
How you doing?
You sound like Steven Zone from Grand Junior County.
You got it correct, boy.
Machukbayu, Madodi, how are you? Go ahead, let's hear you.
First, let me say thank you to the open Mr. Koji, Maruba, and Brother Ronald W. The best ever primary in Zulu Whiskey. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a million. Let me go to the next caller. Welcome. My guest is here, and I'll go to you very shortly. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Jallah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Jallah, I'm George Oluko from Banapon County.
George, let's hear you.
Jallah, thank you for the discussion. With how we want for the primary school, and let everybody and the FIFA. A happy bon country last week Friday. When I was J. Marvin Cole is a mercy for bon country. I can tell you, Jallah, to put all dress. Marvin Cole is the face of CDC in bon country from the 2018 CDC in bon country. It's all Quaben holding CDC. You get on the ground, Jallah, one day, you must control the opinion. From the charity, they will tell you on one.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a WhatsApp call here. Let me answer it right now. Hello, welcome.
Jallah, how are you? How you doing?
Okay, what's your name? Call your name quickly and go ahead. We don't have time.
Thank you, Jallah. This is
your name is what?
This morning from China.
Oh, you calling from China? Your name is
Doko, and
Mike Doko.
China.
Okay, Mike, let's hear you.
Thank you, Jallah.
Mike, your line is.
Appreciate you for the. Can you hear me?
I'm getting. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me appreciate you, Jallah. Let me appreciate you for the talking point. And I listened to Ronald W. vividly, and he spoke very excellently. Let me appreciate the primary team for conducting the free, fair, and transparent primary. Jallah, ever in the history of the CDC, this is unprecedented. And this is the reason why we told people that the CDC is a premium of democracy. Because people who led this country from Joseph Jenkins Rabo up to the Manaseli did not follow the norms of democracy in our country.
Okay.
It's the CDC who birthed democracy, and we should follow that.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike Doko. Mike, thanks a lot. Mr. Handsome, where is here? Joe Hampson is here already. Let me talk to Eva Plucky for a minute. Eva, welcome. How are you?
Hey, nephew. Good afternoon.
My uncle, how you do?
God is so wonderful, my brother. The fact that we are still alive, it's a grace, it's a blessing.
Yeah, let's hear you for 1 minute, sir. We have to go. We have transition.
I want to correct something.
Please. Yes.
Senator Yomdi Kanga Lawrence has written no such communication. It's a propaganda.
Okay.
You understand that game?
Where did that come from? Where did that statement come from?
But you need to tell where it comes from.
I saw in many chat rooms around here. I saw in chat rooms. I saw in library journal chat room.
I need you to put it up. Say you saw in the chat room, put it up.
No, I'm not working for you to pull it up. I'm just reading it from Isaac.
Jallah, what do you when they say provisional listing? How do you understand it? You're very educated. Provisional listing.
Was it written on it as provisional listing? Was it provisional?
But look at the headline, provisional listing. CDC conducted a whole race here for 2020 election. They did not put up one female after lying to the female. They had no female.
But they say, you say I didn't put no Muslim person on the committee. Why?
But this is a provisional listing. They have not ended. They have not ended. So it will be. The thing has not ended. Nobody is supposed to worry about the stage managed primary. You see that one?
So listen now, let me ask you, yeah? The same thing you're doing with the listen you're doing now. It happened when you put out the CPP. You came out with a statement and said CPP will get jobs, so all their constituent members would like people getting a job. When me and Clarence Jackson discovered that thing was discussing it, Yakin, they say, it's not a funnel, The thing you're doing again.
You see, we told you, say, this is a provisional listing.
No, I'm just saying that because you in the opposition, you are always in a habit of doing this thing when you can't, you want to defend. No, because you were in the CPP when it happened, you were in the CPP when it happened. You released a statement and said, and then at the end of the day, you said, you guys will get jobs, so all people, everybody in the CPP before Liberia people get jobs. When we took it and started discussing it, you came and said it leaked.
But no, that's not legal.
No, that one you say illegal. I'm telling you what that will happen before you say illegal.
Not write any such letter. Besides, Youngly does not have the authority to write letters to appoint people. It is the press. It is the standard bearer.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Let me again go more than that. Let me take Ellis Bolly. Ellis Bolly, council of the United Party. Let me take Ellis Bolly for 1 minute. I'll go to my please, my brother.
Jallah, good afternoon.
Yeah, my uncle, welcome. Just 1 minute. I have to go. You're the last caller.
Thank you so much for taking my call. Well, let me lay on the premise from where Eben Plaki stopped.
Mm-hmm.
This is a provisional list. Besides that, it's the core team of the campaign team. The campaign team want to have a list of several individuals, maybe pretty close to maybe 200 or 300 persons.
Okay.
So the core team is at the top there. Besides that, Honorable Botokare is a Muslim, if you don't know. Number one, when you talk about religious balance. The team was built on the basis of regional balance.
One Muslim woman, right?
Religious balance. Yeah, she's a Muslim.
One person there.
Yeah, Botokare is a Muslim. One person.
Okay.
The campaign team is based on individuals that we believe that will deliver.
Okay, my uncle, sorry, we don't have the time. We have a guest. I will find time to get more. Ali is a Muslim too.
Yes, Muhammad is a Muslim, if you don't know.
Okay, thank you. I almost said that way when you but he said, run a call by now, so thank you. Let me go with this one, colleague. Let me welcome my brother. We are. Joe Hampson, we are this is number 4. Expiring is in my studio. I wanted to get a party comment from Mr. Dubayu in just 45 seconds. He has not called back yet. I'll go to my guest. Mr. Dubayu, 1 minute, just say a party comment.
So, Jallah, you're listening to more than 95% of the caller giving a very, very great positive feedback to an inclusive, holistic, transparent, credible process that was here around the country. We are not like the other guys. There's a guy called Eben Plaki who just called, who struggled to give his point on the segregated campaign list that was published by them. Now you see the structure, the content, the look of that campaign team tells you that's how Joseph Walker is going to appoint. He's going to appoint his class that only believe in class and elitist and segregation. They do not see inclusiveness as a component or element of their platform. So the CDC is the best option for the Liberian people.
Thank you, Ronald. Ronald, thanks a million. Ronald, thanks a million. Ronald Dubayu, thanks a million. Where my people are from Grand Jira County? Where are you? Top FM 105.5 in Grand Jira County's Radio City is relaying the program on the leadership of Sekou Kroma. Radio Sawa in Sanokoli relays the program. Radio DMP Law, Radio Makona, they are all in Foya Desert relay the program. Representative Gowan Clickia's radio station is in Tabata area. Radio Lawayi also relays a proper show. Liberia's biggest platform you can ever imagine. And the nation's having the J. My name is Jallah Grayfield. Remember Jallah Grayfield, chapter 1, verse 1. Chapter 1, verse 1 says, let's talk and never shall we fight. And fighting shall never be our portion. Let me welcome my guest. He's here already. Mr. Joe Hampson, we are is an aspirant for district number 4 in Montserrat County. Mr. We are welcome to the Bumper Show.
Oh, it's a pleasure being with you, Jallah. You know, it's been a pretty long time now.
Yeah, we have not
either.
How's the district as you speak?
Oh, yes, the district is in full swing. The district is there. We are active there. We continue to engage, mobilize the community, talk to our people, have more, intensive outreach. And the message is resonating.
The message is resonating. Which party are you contemplating of being on as a candidate?
Yes, Jallah, National Election Commission have its own guideline. You either go independent or go on political party. if there is, there's some dissatisfactions with political party, and you feel you have that ability of going as independent candidate, it's just a matter of following the process. So in a matter of days, the district will be informed which direction we are going.
So up to now, you have not made any decision yet?
No, we come from political party.
Which party are you from?
We come from, the last election I contested on the ticket of the CLP, the Coalition for Liberal Progress.
Okay.
Right?
This time around, you contesting on which one?
This time around, that was saying we are working on things. Either go independent or come back on the same political party.
But you talk about the guidelines, because there are guidelines, time for independent, right? And there are time for people who are going to political party tickets.
Yes.
So you might be making a decision now.
So working in
yes,
there. So in a matter of days, the people will know actually which direction we are going. Yeah.
Now, how is the district? Who is Joe Hanson where we are? How long have you resided in the district? Do you want to talk about yourself a little bit?
Yes,
let people know who you are.
We are Joe Hanson, fair law, we are. A Pele man from Bond County, born in Bond County, raised in Bond County, came to school in Monrovia, settled in Sisi community, lived in Sisi community for more than 20 plus years. Later, currently a resident of the Cowfield community. I live right by Charles Lee Place,
Okay.
And Johansson F. Wea is an advocate. And you know that for the record, we have, been involved in a lot of advocacy all the time. Not just the district, but the country at large. So Johansson F. Wea worked with Ministry of Public Works. Johansson F. Wea is a graduate of the African Methodist Episcopal University, 2012. Johansson F. Wea is a student of Suffolk University in London. Johansson F. Wea is also a student of the Cottington Graduate Program. You understand? So Johansson F. Wea comes to this. Johansson F. Wea have dedicated 20 years of my life in advocacy in that district. So I have worked in that district from all angles, from all sectors, and this time around is my time in that district. So
now, you say it's a time. The last time I checked, it was an election won by Swakoko Dennis, and then the name called Kamara. I think he has been one of the proprietors of Nathan Gibson High School, who won the citizen primary.
The CDC Kennedy.
Yes, okay. And he has been someone that always look up and say, but. How is your political connection with the people?
Hold on. The dynamic is not static.
It has changed?
The dynamic has changed. Let me tell you one thing. 2005 elections were won by Councillor Kugudobo. Kugudobo won that place, that time the District 6. 2011.
Bill Toy won.
No. 2011, Hammer family won that district.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm talking about.
And the person that came second was Gabi Piwi. You understand? And Momo Kamara also participated in the elections. In 2017, the Rostolin Swakogo won that district, and Momo Kamara came second. So,
what was your position then?
My man, there's no second. Loser is always a loser.
Yeah, but sometimes
there's no second place. There's no second place in the thing. There's no second place, Jallah. No way. There's no second place. Whether you participate in election,
tell me where you were at the time.
My man, the issue is no. Let me tell you something. We went through the elections. You understand? We went through the election. We lost that election with 28 Kennedy, including Momo Kamara.
And I'm told that
now 28. I've got to know the number have that increased. We can say have increased.
Okay.
Until National Election Commission can come up with, can publish the name, right? When they publish a list of Kennedy, then you will say the number have increased. But last election per record for National Election Commission were almost 28 Kennedy that participated in that election. And of that 28, 27 lost. You understand? So there's no second place trophy in election. So let's leave that.
Okay,
let's leave that. So does that matter?
Suppose say Momo Kamara was the
No, Momo Kamara came second. Like I told you, per history.
So it means that he has a good following in the district.
No, let me tell you something. The following, the human being, they are not, static.
Yeah.
To say, oh yes,
change over the years.
Yes, you change based on your working. Like I told you, 2011, Gabi P. came second, and when we were approaching the 2017 election, he have that belief. You understand? He was going all around the place that since he came second to Family, and Family have desperately performed, so therefore it was a time. You understand? And it is the same thing I see, the new mention, filibustering all around the place. And the narrative has changed over the time, and that will not happen.
Okay, let me welcome Mr. D. Benedict Bestman Bakola Jr. He's following me from Yanakole Town in Bon County. Richie Vala has joined me, and Mr. C. Kenne has joined me as well. But Joe Hampson, let me know what you've been doing in the district. It's based on what you've done. How many times have you contested in the first place?
This is my second time.
The second time.
This is my second time.
Over the years after you contest, one thing I know that many times when people contest and they don't win, they have a lean back.
No. That have not happened in my case.
So what have you done?
That have not happened in my case.
What are your
Give me a few minutes.
Let me
outline some of my achievement in the district.
I'll say about 3 minutes.
Yes, okay. Prior to 2011 elections, I carry on more development in that district than any other candidate. You understand? Renovated all of the intellectual centers across the district. We have, provided medical services for people across the district. We have tuition assistance running across the district. We organized district league. You understand? Far back from 2008 up to 2011. After the 2011 election, when we lost, we established a vocational school in the district. You understand? The Compassionate Women Vocational Training Center. And from right after October election, right? November, we're able to establish that vocational school that is running that is active from 2017 up to present. You understand?
Okay.
Besides that, we have also managed to provide all of the time, all of the entrance. You understand? UL entrance. Because let me tell you something, it's good to be fair at time.
Okay.
All of the entrances and things that have been, administered in this country, we always make sure to register students. Currently, the last election we registered 35 students. Currently, we are registering on pretty close to 25 students. Across the district, we have been providing tuition assistance to people. You understand? We've been reaching out there. We've been mobilizing the community. We are doing a lot of work in there from 2017 up to present. So after the election, we did not just sit and say, because we have lost election, we're feeling discouraged or something. No, because this is something that we have passion for. You understand? We have passion for this. So, I grew up in advocacy. You understand? I grew up in advocacy. So, Jallah, there's more joy in giving than in receiving. I studied in the Bible. You understand? So for me, I feel happy when I'm sharing with people and what have you. And my people know me for that. So it is on the basis of that the momentum is even increasing more and more than ever.
Now, tell us about not just maybe providing tuition for students and giving them scholarship whatsoever, but people want to feel the impact of your own development. Those are human resource development is very important, but people want to see maybe he has built a clinic, he has built some bridges where there have been difficult places people go in SYC. What are the tangibles? Those are very good ones, but I want to tell us.
Jallah, if you go, let me tell you something. Let me take you back. I am strategically seated in the Ministry of Public Works. You understand?
Strategically
seated in the Ministry of Public Works. And my record with all of the ministers, I built a good rapport with them. The late Vlad Yimpa coming up. And most often, when we sitting in technical meeting and what have you, I always advocate for my district. You understand? There are, you see a pavement from the Coca-Cola factory in, all the way in. I made my import in that. You understand? To build a road, individual cannot build a road. The only thing we do, sometimes, we provide some, maybe rent a machine, have lay grading or road and what have you. You understand? We have been doing that. But in terms of advocacy, we have been talking. If you go at the level of Ministry of Public Works, all of the work that has been done in that district, they will tell you my involvement with that. But I'm not the type of guy, who go around.
Has it also not been the help of the lawmaker, Swakoko Dennis, as well?
So what's Swakoko Dennis? What connection she has?
She's an Cuban lawmaker.
No, I've not come here to discuss. You ask me.
Obviously.
No. Obviously, hold on.
No,
hold on. Just give me a few minutes. Just give me a few minutes. You ask me.
I will give you a few minutes.
You ask me a personal question.
I will give you a few minutes.
Yeah, you ask me a question. No, let me respond to the question.
Listen.
Your concern.
I have the time.
What I've had done.
Yes, I'm going there.
But
I also come by for you to critique the working of the lawmaker. That's
no, but we'll come to that.
You have the time to do so.
Yeah, we'll come to that.
Why was a role in those road developments in the district? I want to know.
I'm not.
She has not been there. Has not done it. You say no. When I come to the time for you to critique her,
she have not been very. Like I told you in technical meetings and things. I sit there, provide my argument, and people see reason. The leadership within that ministry see reason. Minister Chelsea, Minister Tor, can attest to this. You understand? I always sit there, provide arguments for my district, because that's the place I come from. That's the place I lived, grew up. You understand? And I got a lot of properties in there. So on the basis of that, that district is always, on my heart. So her involvement, she will have to explain her own involvement, not me. I'm not the spokesperson.
But you'll be open to critique her, right?
But that's the reason in the political process. Yeah. So on many occasions, after the 2005 election, we'll come to that. You understand? We'll come to that. But for now, these are things that I have been doing in the district. You understand, Jallah? And human resource development is the cardinal. Development is very cardinal, essential to the growth and development of the country. You understand? So we have been tackling from that angle. We have been tackling that from that angle. Put a lot of resources in there. Making sure that when people get educated, like I told you, to run a vocational school in the country, it's not a joke.
What is the population of a vocational school? What is the size of it?
The size of it, sometimes we take, within a cycle, we take 150.
And the funding comes from your personal pocket?
Yes.
It's something that is done for people to pay money?
Yeah, people are paying. Sometimes when we started paying little amount because, we have to pay the staff, we have to do this and what have you. But it's not as compared to what other people would think. Take, for example, you go to the school, sometimes I provide scholarship there. Like currently, I got pretty close to 75 scholarship. You understand? In the school. Yes. So we're doing that across the district.
Mr. Joe Handsome Weah is my guest on the Bumper Show this afternoon on ELBC Radio and other frequencies across Liberia. Let me welcome Ome Momo. He has joined me again. Mr. Paul Ramsey, always following you from Zwetru's chief. He says he is our Grand Judea County correspondent, while Christian C. Davis is watching us this afternoon. Maurice Kamukai, he says he's watching me from the USA. While Samuel Mensah, MTN Voodoo talking about him, talking about that one. Richard Valai is also here. Let me see if I can go and read some of the comments coming from the other side of the feed. Shedrack Tuawale, Costa Media Corporation in Grand Crew is following and watching and it's relaying this program. That's the Costa Media Corporation in Grand Crew is relaying the program. Thanks for that, our comrades there, for that relay you're doing right now. Let me see if I can. Majid Deco, hello Jallah, I'm following you from China. Yes, Mike Deco called earlier. Mike, welcome to the show. Those of you who have joined us, we say welcome. You will always be on our show as always. Let me say hello and welcome, Mr. David Safa Masakwe, the director of the Salvation Army School System. And Mr. Joseph Nimeyu Fokesie, and that of Mr. Jallah Wulesu, and click between Tape, Moses Tape of the GAC. You all are watching the show. Junior Jakpa, I'm watching you guys from Minnesota. Solomon Moses, watching from Grand Bassa County. These guys are watching. So let me come back to you. Mr. We are. People can say we'll sit on the old map to plot a new one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the people who will elect Rosalind Swakoko Dennis based on what she's done in the district. If she perform poorly, they will not vote her. But in your own mind, as someone who is coming against her in these elections, tell us, I want to sit back and let me hear what her lapses have been. I want to tell us what she's done and what she hasn't done. What is lacking that you think she has not done that you want to come to take a seat?
Jallah. The first thing I want to state here.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, people who criticize people too much, when they take power, they don't do nothing. Pertaining her performance, my only response to that question is, if she had done well, the public will serve as judge. Not for me to sit here and say she have not done this, she have not done this. They gave her, the people of the district gave her 6-year mandate. And that mandate come to closure. That mandate come to closure January of 2024, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for now, National Election Commission have declared that seat vacant. So on the basis of that, all of us are on the field rallying the vote to get the position. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So if she had done well, it is the same people that we are going to. 2017, we all were in the field blowing trumpet against Famule.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, the people made a decision. They told us to wait. Their actions were telling us to wait. Wait till 2023. And we are in 2023. So now we are going back to the people. If she had done well, the public will serve as judge. Not for me to sit here and take all of my time criticizing her. You understand?
That's a
my
fair
response.
comment. That's a fair comment. Now, what is your relationship with the rest of the young people in the district? I heard you say you renovated, you have intellectual centers.
I am well connected. I am well connected with the young people in that district. Jallah, the district is the biggest district in the country. You understand? Per population.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That district, I have lived in that district for a prolonged period. I've interacted with the young people. I gave you, things that I've started doing from 2008.
Mm-hmm.
But then, even the representatives were not even anticipating or thinking about becoming representative one day. You understand? From 2008, when we started organizing district league, you understand? Community league, social activities, we started getting involved in it. Besides that, I also serve as community chairman twice in my community, where we have a whole segment that broke away during the 90s to Soul Clinic. They joined with Soul Clinic during the rest distribution that used to happen in the country.
Mm-hmm.
The self-distribution. They felt disenchanted that portion of the community were being prioritized and then the rest were being left out. That whole Black East section, under my watch, I was able to bring them back together. You understand? Bring that portion back to the community. And today, the community, is there. They are there living happily.
Mm.
You understand? After the elections, if you ask Rosalind here, she will tell you. After the election, I provided some guidance for her. If she took it in good faith, it's up to her. Not for me to sit here. On many occasions, she has sat here and denigrated made a whole lot of denigrating comments against me. And you hosted her here on many occasions. And I never came back to you and said, Jallah, I wanted to respond. I left it. I left sleeping door line. So it's up to the people in the district. If she had done well, they will go for her. Because in the election, she brought her loan money. If she will still bring the loan money, people go after it, it's up to her.
Okay.
It's up to the people.
Are you also giving loans to the people, the marketers?
No, where I getting money from, man.
You will get it the capital.
Where I getting money from? I'm not going to the capital, but this is why I continue to say, Jallah, one of the problems here, our people, the way we go about, looking for votes, set the precedent for corruption. You understand? Take, for example, election should be, people should vote their conscience. It should be a conscientious decision. But now people are influencing people. People giving money to people. Go vote for me. I will do this. At the end of the day, when you take that seat, you go capital building. Only money you will be looking for. It is say, let's say the country, nobody will stand in the face of the president to say, oh yeah, Mr. President, we can do this. We can do this, this concession agreement you send out. I think we can, we can change it around. We can do it like this and insert this, so that it can be in the interest of the country. But everybody just looking for money because that money can make you win in the very community. So could you imagine 73 lawmakers go there with that kind of mentality? What will happen?
Let me read a few of the comments here, then I'll come back. I said earlier when I was talking about the citizen primary when Epe Plaki called, and I said I saw a press statement in what appears to be a press statement. I said purported press statement.
Yes.
And Mr. Epe Plaki said it didn't come from them. I'll read it. I've seen it in so many chat rooms. I mean, journalist chat rooms, and it been discussed all over the place. I want to read it. If they have the time to call and clarify this, because it's something we need to talk about. And because Ronald Dubai raised the issue again, he was debunked by these United Party people, Ellis Bolly and Epe Plaki. But that is on them. It is on their shoulders to respond because.
But Jallah, let me just make one. But let me make a few comments to that.
Yeah, let me know. Understand?
Yes.
No, I would read it first. You don't. I will read it first.
No, I listen to you. I follow you.
No, but the issue
I follow the argument.
No, that's not your party.
So listen, none of my party. Yeah, I'm a Liberian. I issue not affect people now.
When I finish reading it,
people, the United Party people won't be.
Yeah, so
provide leadership for the country. The CDC people won't provide.
Yeah, so give it chance. When I finish reading it, you can make a comment to it. Yeah,
okay, no problem.
Okay, let me say welcome to you, Junior Jakba, watching us from Minnesota. Junior Jakba is watching us. Justin Brown is watching us from somewhere. He said, okay, Solomon Moses has joined me. Let me say welcome again, Mr. Aaron Zane. Aaron Zane following me from ELW Rehab area. Kolba Biakoy, my nephew, is joining me from Lofa County in Vanjama. James Tama is watching us from Dupero Zuba Town area. Darrington Prince, Newman Sibo. Thanks, Honorable. We are for the critique. I'm happy hearing that you are. Okay, so there's a statement I saw, and I'll read it verbatim. A few hours ago, our party spokesman, Mo Ali, released what is considered our National Campaign Committee. Going through the names, I believe we have to retrieve that list and make some amendments that will accommodate other potentially influential personalities and counties. United Party is powerfully rooted in Lofa and bombing counties, but we need to exercise political justice by including the southeastern region in our strategy. Political exclusion is one of the principal factors for instability. Our Senate bearer has always shown his inability to make timely decisions. Therefore, we have suffered and might suffer latches for the poor decisions to exclude Lufa, Nima, and the diaspora communities from our National Campaign Committee. This campaign is not about the Liberian Senate. It is about the ordinary people who we have set up to rescue. I'm not pleased until this list is retrieved or restructured. Senator Nyobi Kanga Lawrence, National Campaign Chair, Grand Bassa, Prince Moy name is there, and the names going on and on. That is so. That's the statement I read. Abel was challenging why I didn't read it. So I'll come to read it so that to prove that, to say that I saw it. But I'll come to where we have to have a take on that. We can open the line for the people in your district to call and have their say in your thesis you just provided here. Collie M. Doba, watching from Kakata City. Ahmed Hammond, my friend and brother, always watching the show from Mikey B County, Kakata City. While Justin Brown said, good afternoon, big brother Jallah. I'm calling from Truth FM Radio Duper Road. Kindly ask a guest, how did he make his contribution on the Alpha Pavement Project owned and sponsored by national government? Not by national.
Let me just respond to him.
Please,
these are people.
Please.
These are people who don't listen. He worked with ELBC and
Justin Brown. He works with True FM.
True FM. And his boss is contesting. About liability.
Yes,
about liability. So they are blinded when people sit on radio to propound. They don't listen well. They just go there to something. I told you advocacy is not contributing money to AFA payment. Who get money to do road is very expensive, costly. You understand? I told you I sit in a privileged position. You understand? A technical meeting will go there, we advocate. What role are we doing this period? Take for example, government will send the budget sling and say this is XYZ amount we have here, for this year to do XYZ role. You understand? In a technical meeting, you will be telling them, say, my man, they rule here. I think, you can look the direction. I beg. You understand? It's the issue of lobbying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the issue of lobbying. So talking to people for something to happen in your district does not mean that you go something. How many road the liability man who get station over there, he not pay any road in that community?
But he said it was done by the government.
Yeah. Yes.
But he was asking what was the contribution. He didn't
the contribution is to sit in technical meeting because I sit in a positions, privileged position. You understand, to advocate for that project to go there.
Okay.
That's my contribution.
You say you wanted to say something about this, what I just read. But let me say welcome to you, Mr. S.M.S. Quitty, watching from Zulu Whiskey. Wilfred Goya has joined. Jim Stammer is here. As I said earlier, he brought another comment. Okay, let's go. You want to say something? I mean, activate the lines now for our people in the district. I will open one line specifically for people in district for to call.
I'll tell them
and
all
that
the
line,
opposition people should call.
That line is for everybody, but this one you can compete.
I don't want my people calling.
The line.
Let me just say this.
No. You can't tell how to run the show.
No, not you. Not you. I'm talking about the audience.
Okay.
Those who support me in the district, who have followed me, I don't want them calling. You understand?
Y'all please give
chance to the opposition people who will going against to call, so that we can be able
08005140096 is for the people in district number 4, 077056056 for everybody, 077668037 is for everybody, but 08005140096 is for the people of district number 4. Hello, welcome. Hello. Oh, I think he was trying to call me from OC on the WhatsApp number. Let me take this call. Hello, welcome you on the Bumper Show.
Yeah. Thank you, Big Brother Jallah.
What is the name? Reduce some money and talk to us in 15 seconds.
All right, thank you. My name is Brother Jeremiah Siaway. I phone in this evening from district number 6.
Okay.
Let me say a big thank you to your studio guest. I sat quietly. I listened to the expose. Yes, he's been doing some things, but I know district number 4 and 6, they share common boundary in a high relative living in district number 4. And I think I don't want to be fair enough to him. Looking at Mr. Lai Birete has done well in our district. So I just want him to just keep it cool and understand that Lai Birete will be the next lawmaker in district number 4.
Thank you. You made your comment. Your comments are well noted. Let me go to this line, 08005140096. This guy is calling me on the WhatsApp number. I don't know where he's calling from, but hello, welcome. You want to participate? You live on the show.
Thank you for accepting my phone call. My name is Frederick. I am calling from the state of Pennsylvania.
Okay, let me hear you quickly.
Yeah, I have a question for your student guest. I want to know whether what's his understanding of the word conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm. What is the premise of the question? What is the background of that question?
That's what I'm coming to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he mentioned that he sits at a strategic position in the Ministry of Public Works.
Mm-hmm.
And there he advocates and also lobbies. I think his role as a technocrat is to carry on government policy, but not to lobby for a specific project to be carried into his section of the city or town or wherever district he lives in.
Okay.
I believe that is considered the conflict of interest.
Okay, thanks a lot, my brother. Thanks a lot for calling from Pennsylvania this afternoon. Let me go to the next caller here. Welcome. You are on the Bumper Show.
All right. So this is Augustus G. Lotens from District 4, Montserrat County.
Augustus, welcome.
I reside in the same community for the past 10 years. I'm so disappointed this evening to hear my own experience that I support so much treading on the basis of last name. I'm totally discouraged. Because the last time I checked in 2017, he obtained a total votes of 475, that which constitutes 1.1% of the total registrar, the total registrants in district number 4 Montserrat County. And he also took 18th place. But for this aspirant to sit in bill and lie that he has done so much in the district and that he even established a vocational school and that women went there and benefited, it behooves me and frustrated me so much. I saw him as a nice guy. And I
you said what's the name again? You said what is the name? You said what's the name?
On the line for a minute.
No, what's the name? Okay, you say you're a resident of the district number 4?
Yeah, I live in district number 4. I live right in his room. There's whatever they call Baby.
Yeah, okay. Tell you to hold on the line. No, I just wanted to ask him one question. He said I lied of establishing vocational school. I want to tell you the vocational school is located. Listen now. Hold the line. Let's have it interactive. Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead. You said I lied about establishing a vocational school. The vocational school is in Royal Foundation, Dupo Road. So have you gone there? No, hold on now.
No, wait now. You ask question in there and for you.
Have you gone there and found out that the vocational school is not in existence?
It never existed.
The vocational, listen now.
I can hold in along. Let me welcome my brother. My guys always getting to me. Joshua Tate and the rest of the guys at the SV gas station there in Banga. And I hope my big brother there, Salif is also good. He's a manager. And the guys there, Joshua Tate and the other guy there. Let me take some more calls from this line. Okay, somebody's calling me from this other line. Let me take this one. Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. You live. Let's hear you. You are live on the radio. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm George Wagi. I'm calling from Dupo Road, specifically Siki community.
Okay, let's hear from Siki community.
I listened to your studio talking about some of those. Hello?
Please go ahead. No time.
Yeah, I listened to your studio talking about his achievement you have made in district number 4. You know, during political season, you find a whole lot of politicians parading the political corridor just to buy public sentiment. It's disheartening, yeah. That means we are is a very strange name. That means it's unfamiliar with the people at tier number 4.
Okay, hold in there. Let me just ask you. Let me just in Siki community. There's a project I did there in 2017. The intellectual hall that there. Are you telling me? No. When people
call you, you will have to
listen. When they call,
S callers here. Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Jallah, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, this is Aaron here.
Aaron, welcome. How are you, my brother?
Yeah, Jallah. To be told you, that district I'm talking about, the only that is people that are Joseph. That is a very big and large information. I've been teaching representatives from 2005 up to now because of the size of the district.
Sir Joseph Bella Bridge, that which I know about.
Yeah, we made like a Bettina district, but you don't want to go to the next letter or off. How this
okay.
Because you don't go to one side, they know you.
Okay. Thank you, Aaron Zin. Thank you. Let me take the next caller from here. Hello, welcome. You on the bumper show?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let me hear you.
This is Clay calling.
Clay. Reduce that monitor, please.
Yeah. So I called to comment Mr. Weria on his deliberation.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in Liberia, there is this mentality, right?
What is it?
Yes. Advocacy should not be considered. Everything is about the money. And this is why today you see most of our lawmakers are kind of suffering in the hands of the politician because they expect the lawmaker to go and build roads and what have you. They're not looking at the representation, the advocacy. Because even when you go to the house, it's about lobby, it's about advocacy. Where you see so, although he doesn't have the money like he says, but it's about advocacy.
Okay.
It is why he's practicing that when he gets to the house, it will be about his advocacy of making roads, of making carbon water, electricity. Because it's not a doing of the lawmaker.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You made your points. You can't go more than that. The next caller is here. Welcome. You live. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Jallah.
Good evening. You are live in the bumper show.
Thank you. And let me say good evening to Johansson, where we are. The name is William Covey, and I joined this conversation from Bernard Farm Tissue Factory Community District number 4.
Okay.
You know, actually, I like a tag of politicking that he comes to studio, he did not come to criticize the Ikuban. You know, for me, I like people like that. For me, I just believe in female participation in our body politics, and most especially Madame Rosalie Swakoko Dennis, who have worked continuously in the district. When it comes to social cultural responsibility, she has constructed a lot of bridges across the district. And when it comes to the oversight, she's the only female lawmaker this gone Aaron report that she's supposed to be.
Thank you. The next caller you hear on the bumper show, let me hear you. Good afternoon. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, I can't I didn't join the other side. Instead of coming out in Nigeria, our president for 2 years on the biggest president there is you 94 last one. The command in Nadi and this appointment out of Ladi was
that ever plakina at that.
Now to nothing issue for the for more job.
Thank you. My young brother, he's a visual impaired young man. Everything he calls me, he says, Jallah, I'm disabled but now unable. You know. Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you. I will take 3-4 calls and come back to where we are. Please go ahead, you live.
Thank you. So my name is Joseph Baffa, and I joined the day school from Maryland County, Plibo Southern District.
All right. How is the Maryland County?
Yes, Plibo is calm. We are living in peace. People are going about their normal businesses.
Okay.
Yes. So I listened to the studio guest saying, he cannot speak to the question as to whether the lady has spent or not. He need to comment to that so that let's say have reason to elect him or not. If you cannot tell the people whether the person that is there has performed or not, then on which basis they are going to make decision on your behalf.
Okay, that's a very salient one. Thanks a lot.
The next thing I want to say, you should be patient. Not everybody who will call when they criticize him, and then he wants you to hold them on the line for he to also report. No.
Thank you, sir.
You have the time to speak.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The last caller is this one. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Gerard. I'm the best friend. I join you for Sister City, the city of natural beauty.
Sister City, one way in, one way out.
No.
Mama, go ahead. You gotta my own doom. You said natural beauty. I said one way in, one way out. I said no.
Okay, I want to say thank you to your studio guest. You know, in left, people look at money to be or to pay. But advocacy is one of the best ways in life. And as a lawmaker, so that you advocate for the people. Yeah, that guy is maybe he doesn't have money, but he's advocating for the people in that district. So people should look at him because he poor. So they try to critique him, but after that, he said it all to the people in the district. He said the truth.
All right. Thank you so much for ancestors. The city of natural beauty, one way in, one way out. Fasu Keita is joining me. Gabriel Lloyd has joined me. Francis Quisson is joining me in. This one is called Jog Mang Mang. You know the song, eh?
I'm a Pele man. Grew up in Bone County.
Now I play for you for.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Tomorrow, Atta Gotolo will be my guest on the Bumper Show from 4 to 5 p.m. He has done his registration. He will be a candidate on the ballot. On the flip side, 5 to 6 o'clock, Youth and Sports Minister These Yoga Wisdom has accepted our invitation to be a guest tomorrow to talk about the drug law in our country. Let's go by the way. We are here to close up.
Oh, okay. Let me close up. Before closing, let me address a few things. There's a guy who called from Sigi community and said, I have not done nothing in our district. The Sigi community intellectual hall. Let me ask the people in the community who did it. You understand? Right in Sigi community where they can go sit down. You understand? There's a project that I did there. I did it. You understand? In Sigi community. The guy called from Sigi community say I'm a terrible, liar. I lied that I established vocational school in the district. The vocational school, you say I lied, my brother, from Sigi community. In Sigi community, there are many things. So the advocacy I did for the people to benefit from Dubo Road Junction all the way to Park Up in when they broke down people's structure and government refused to pay. When we mount pressure, you understand? When we mount intense pressure, listed people, property affected people, when we listed them, submitted that need to public work, we intensive follow-up. When the government or Liberia settled those people, will you say it was a lie?
Somebody called and asked you,
I come into that.
In double dipping.
I come into that. Conflict of interest.
Yes.
I come into that. So will you also say, I also lied by establishing a vocational school that is in existence in the Royal Foundation Christian School in Dubo Road, right behind Charles Ellie Place? Is it a lie? Will you say I also lied by uniting the community from Black E that went to Soul Clinic and brought them back, united that community that you live in today under my watch? You understand? When I conducted elections that brought the leadership on board, and that leadership, since we left, they tried in our accent organizing election, and up to now, we have interim leadership now in our community. When you say I also lied, my contribution in our community, my contribution in the district is offset all of the individuals that are in our district. You understand? If the people want to be fair to me, by my involvement, we advocated all the time for the establishment of District Development Council. The only voice you could hear under the former administration was Johansson F. Where Nda Gongwe, Amsu Kewu, Jallah Sami. You understand? When you say I also lie, these are pay agents within the community that masquerade around with the name that there's something. Let me quickly address.
We are time. No time. The news is coming up.
Conflict of interest.
Just
conflict of interest.
Seconds.
Is that conflict of interest that I don't have company within the Ministry of Public Works that will go, lobby for contract. You understand? But advocating for road to go to affected to honor developed community. I mean, I see no conflict of interest. You understand? Because that road is not being used by me.
All right, thank you.
You understand? The community benefit from it. So they just started a word. The issue of conflict of interest, that's not what you call conflict of interest.
Thank you, sir. Let me welcome finally Mr. Rudolph. Mr. Rudolph, where is watching us. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Jallah. It's a pleasure being with you. Thanks to the people of the district, to my fellow people. Mama Kalonga 2023 time. What time I get good representative, producer.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
That's our goal this evening, rather. Thanks to the newscaster Anthony Williams, the man who comes from New Jerusalem. He comes from Harper. He's a Harper boy. My name is Jallah Grayfield. Remember Jallah Grayfield chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk and never shall we fight. Have a good day from the nation's capital. Have a good day from across Liberia. I'll see you when you see me tomorrow.